Hello, everyone, and sorry about that last little glitch we had. It's a different stream that we're doing right now, but Facebook sometimes has a glitch when we do these streaming things and sets it up. So just an apology out to the world that maybe you started watching us, but hopefully you are capturing us now on the other stream that we set up. Dee Dee,
Yeah.
everybody is listening to Kaleidoscope of the Arts right now. Tell me what's happening at our sponsor, the Northport Art Center. What's going on right now?
Well, at the Art Center right now, we have a plein air class going on. If anybody's interested in learning plein air, we have Claire Harvey, who's an awesome teacher. She does plein air every Monday morning. It is only $60 for a month class, 4 different weeks. We have what to paint and why first week, color issues second week, simplify for sanity third week, and the top 4 things that mess up your painting is the 4th week. It'll be starting the first Monday in February and running through the month of February. The January class is going on right now. If anybody doesn't really know what plein air painting is painting what you see out in the open air. It is an excellent way to hone your skills by forcing you to paint with a sense of urgency. As light changes quickly, you'll learn how to make decisions and edit in new ways. Plein air, it's a great time of year here in Florida to go outside and paint what you see. So we also have a gallery hanging up right now. It's a members only show. It was beginning of January, and it'll be going until February 6th, I believe. Let me get the date here. Receiving for the new show, February 6th. And February 6th, we have a call to artists. We have a new show being taken in. It's 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's a Saturday. Anybody that has art that would get inspired by architecture, building structures, and perspective. And that show will be available to view here at the Art Center from March 8th until April 2nd, I believe.
Dee, when is your drawing?
What is what?
What is the drawing? Do we have any drawings coming up?
Oh, the raffle?
Yes, the raffle.
Yes, the raffle will be February 1st. It'll be on our show live. And the pieces are Michelle Moore has a piece, Sharon Ng has a piece, and Cheryl Fidel has a piece. It's only $1 if you want to come into the Art Center and see them, or go on our Facebook or our website to see the pieces. $1, put a ticket in, and we'll do a drawing for a free art piece.
Well, it's excellent that you're doing that. In fact, our guest that we're going to be bringing up with us is a pretty unique gal, because not only is she an artist, but she also does web things, and she knows how to run fundraisers also.
Oh.
In fact, that's actually one of the reasons that I ended up getting to know her really, really well. And actually, she's such a dear friend. I just love this lady. So anything else before we bring up my friend Lisette?
Please just visit our webpage at northportartcenter.org, and all our latest information is always continually changed out and posted.
And you do have our classes, both virtual and in person, going on right now.
Yes, we do. And for children and adults. We have a full children lineup. We have a brand new Saturday class for children to learn pottery. So any homeschool children or children that go to school, they can all come Saturday afternoon. And it is Mooney is our pottery teacher for children, and she is just awesome.
And you can call 941-423-6460, the Northport Art Center, for any detail, or go to their website, northportartcenter.org. Now, enough about you.
Thank you.
No, it's actually a jewel in Northport. And Dee Dee and I were talking earlier today. Northport needs to actually put more emphasis on what they do offer in the area for art. So, with that being said, I'm going to bring up a gal that I met in Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte area a few years back. And she is an artist in her own right. And she opened up her own gallery now. And because of her husband, what he does for a living, he's a doctor, they ended up moving to a different location. And then she ended up moving south of St. Augustine, where she and I had met up again. And I just love her dearly. Lisette.
Hi. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Um,
Hello. And so many people in this area do know you, Lisette. And I am so happy to be able to see what you've been accomplishing. I am just so excited to see what you've been able to do in your time away from all of us here. Now, Lisette, we're going to take you back to your time in Punta Gorda.
all right.
Okay, in Punta Gorda, explain to the audience here because a lot of people may have known you and did not know that you moved away and what you accomplished even while you were here in Charlotte County, Sarasota County area.
Um, okay. So yeah, I was there in Punta Gorda about 4 years, and then right away I had joined the I had joined the Visual Arts Center as a volunteer. I was doing their catalogs because I'm a photographer and helping them out in that venue because prior to that I was in Venice and that's what I was doing for the Venice Art Center. So I just figured I'd just do the same thing while I was down here. It's kind of like wherever I go, I'll just get connected with the community art centers. So if I had been in Northport, I would have contacted Northport and gotten involved quite extensively to help them along the way. At that time, Marion Tipton was the executive director, so it was really good. I think they gave me a fellowship through the Visual Arts Center regarding that, just all the stuff, volunteer work and efforts that we put together. And then I had gotten a space at the Artisan Atelier, where right now it's underneath the parking lot there.
Parking garage, yeah.
Coming out of Olympia, right? Because it's out from Olympia, infirmary, yeah, because it's all one way. But and Susan and Wilson, Howard, Helen, and at that time, Kathy Wood, Gina Battles, and Nick, we were all in there, and we had a great time. And I think we made a lot of great connections. I, as you can tell, I still miss Punta Gorda because I still keep in touch with a lot of people, a lot of great dear friends, and just involved. I mean, then I was also involved with the Arts and Humanities Council when Trish Sheasley was the executive director, and then. But then I went on my own, and I decided to help out small businesses with website design. Small, because I was helping out the Arts and Humanities Council with theirs.
Yeah,
right. We were doing the fundraising and things like that, so I ended up helping as well Charlotte Players with their fundraising, Comedy for a Cause. That's how I met Marie. Dancing with the Charlotte Stars. We did like I think I did 3 years of that. Even when I left, I still was involved. Even though I've left, I've been involved still with a lot of the groups down in Port Charlotte. So just recently had to let go of a couple of things because it just got hectic. But as you can tell, my heart is there. So whenever I can, it's always, great people are, not to say where I'm at now doesn't have great people. It's just, it's been a little bit, I've only been here 2 years. So, and then
and when you went and moved to that area, because you first went up to Mount Dora area, the villages, and then the Mount Dora area, and you were there a little bit, and then you found this great home on the eastern seaboard of Florida, just south of St. Augustine. And when you're looking at that, she and I met up at St. Augustine when I was in town with one of my best girlfriends. And Lisette, I had told you I've lived here for 33 years, and that was the first time I ever was to Old Town St. Augustine. And
Well,
what a jewel! What a jewel! You
it
know,
is.
if people have never been there, you're missing out. If you like history like I do,
Well, it's
that
the oldest city in the nation, believe it or
right,
not. It
right.
is.
You
So
get
it's really,
involved with
but not only that, I mean, there's just, and there's art there. The art culture there as well is very vibrant because I'm part of the St. Augustine Art Association there, and as well as here in Flagler County with the Flagler Art League. So yeah,
when you were talking about Flagler County, because the Flagler College is right in St. Augustine, is it two different counties? I think
yes.
the
I
college,
kind of live on the borderline there
yeah,
on the East Coast between Flagler County and Volusia County is what they consider, St. Augustine, St. John, or is it? No, not Volusia. My error. Volusia's Daytona. St. John County is Augustine. Well, it's like how see with Charlotte County you have Port Charlotte and you got Punta Gorda. You're sort of like sister cities. Here we got like sister or sibling counties. So the Flagler Volusia County workforce or the Flagler Volusia County or a lot of people go up to St. Augustine, artists go up to St. Augustine, or they show here, or they show down in Ormond Beach, which is Volusia County, down to Daytona. So it's spread.
yeah, it's spread out. Well, Englewood too is in two different counties, even though it's Englewood here. So when you move there, and that's one thing that I want the audience to really realize that Lisette is a person that gets involved in the arts no matter what community that she's in. The reason we wanted to have her on here is a lot of people know you in this area and people travel. And when they go to different places, like if you're going up to St. Augustine or to Daytona Beach, north of there, you have a gallery now. Now tell me how this came to be because you were going for your master's degree too, right? You had a lot of things going on. Now, listen,
I'm,
saying
I'm a bit like you, Marie. I'm a workaholic. Put everything on a plate.
yeah,
Then we realize,
get out there.
so something to that effect.
Well, due to COVID, I've slowed down a bit, and I understand what you're saying because we take people like us, we take on so much, and we have so many things going on. And I've been able, because of COVID, just talking with you, Lisa, I've been able to slow down and actually try to focus on a couple of things. And one of them is the Northport Arts Center. I actually came on their board now, and then with a radio station. We're doing fine at the radio station now. But learning how to do what we're doing right here to go
Hmm.
virtual and
Yeah.
to actually use virtual for recording our radio show, but to be visual to people because we are such a visual world. We
Hmm.
want it instantaneously. We want it now, but we want to see it. That's why TikTok, which Dee Dee is a huge fan of, TikTok. Do you do TikTok with that?
No, I haven't gone there yet.
Okay, well, Dee Dee can talk to you about that because she sees a lot of artists and people promoting on TikTok. Go ahead, Dee Dee.
Well, it's true. I enjoy it a lot. It's not just visual arts, but they have lots of visual art artists with demonstrations. It's quick. And there's links when you go and find an artist that you enjoy. They have links to their personal pages or their Instagrams or things like that. So you can watch and learn more about them on other platforms from TikTok. But you get introduced. It's quick. It's 1 minute videos, one right after the other. You can choose your you from your For You page. You can choose the ones you want to follow by the little clips that they show. And I got to tell you, it's quite addicting and quite entertaining. There's a lot of great artists out there, and it's artists all over the world. So it's really fun. I
No,
enjoy it.
Jamie Moore says, glad you are back. So Janie must have been a friend of yours.
Janie, yes, Janie here, yes.
Yeah.
Hi,
You
Karen.
know, and she's the president of the North Port Board. So that's one thing for our audience out there. If you have questions for Lisette or myself or Dee Dee, just post them in the comments. We can bring them up and actually comment on them. So let's talk about your gallery and what insanity made you open up a gallery during the middle of COVID.
Well, opening up a gallery was something on my mind for quite a bit because I had a gallery, I think I told you before, up in Mississippi. As soon as I finished my bachelor's degree in art, I had opened up a small gallery in Jackson, and then an opportunity came up in Canton, Mississippi. And just to put you in position, Jackson, Mississippi is the center, it's the capital, and then there's Madison, there's Ridgeland, Madison, and then Leestack, and then Canton. But they're all pretty much close together, so it's maybe a 20-minute drive either way. And Canton's a small town, but they had this place where I opened it up, and then I converted it into a gallery at that time. And I was more focused on my photography, but so it was kind of slash gallery slash studio. But I had that, and I really enjoyed having a gallery. And then you know, we moved down to Florida, and we did our little Wanderlust tour. we're in Venice, and then we were in Punta Gorda, and then we were in Mount Dora, and then I was like, okay, that's it. We have to find a place to settle. I can't do this anymore. So because I wanted to reestablish myself. So we found the house here in Palm Coast. It's actually an unincorporated Flagler County because we're like really on the edge there. But it's nice. And then, so that's something that's always been on my head. I mean, my mind. I mean, I did look for jobs. I did little jobs here and there. Of course, I got involved with the Flagler Art League, which was really great. Met a lot of great people. And actually through there, the pandemic was just coming. It was around January. But I had my mind set on, okay, I want a gallery. So I was looking at spaces. I was looking, and there was one maybe right close to the Flagler Art League. There in this plaza called City Marketplace. But it took too long, so that space went. And actually, Tom Gargiulo, he's with the Gargiulo Art Foundation, and we had established a good friendship. And he had heard that I was looking for a gallery, and at that time, he was looking for a space to showcase his artists, because he does like Artist of the Year. He's really involved. He's been trying to push the arts here for 40 years. And so when he heard that, he's like, well, if you're interested, maybe we can do something together and make it happen. So that's pretty much how that ended up being. So just put it out there and it comes. So, well, even though the pandemic came, but I think actually since I've had a gallery before and had a business before, I think I'm more or less like, it's like when you had your first baby, you're all like nervous about everything. You want everything to go perfect, and you think you have to do all these things at the beginning. And then if things don't happen, you're disappointed. But I think because I had a business before, I know it takes about 3 years for something to really get off the ground. So it's mostly establishing, networking, and having something in the beginning. And right now, I think it's a good time to get in, because as soon as the markets open up, or as soon as things start to roll, I mean, they're going to build a 100-bed hospital soon, right across the street practically from me. And I think maybe I've, had some foresight somewhere. So, I signed the lease for 3 years, so I'm stuck here now.
Well, it's not really being stuck.
It is what it is, but I think we're going to do good. I mean, I think they saw the value in what we're offering. It is a respite for people who's been cooped up in the house, just to even come. Right now we're showing the 4 nominees for the Artist of the Year for Flagler County for 2020 that the Gargiulo Art Foundation puts on, and is sponsored by the city of Palm Coast. So through the grant that they give him, the foundation, and then through that, he's able to exhibit in the space that I'm providing. So it worked out. Everything worked out. And so this will be like the home to the Gargiulio Art Foundation artists. And then we're also bringing in Salvo Art Project, which JJ Graham has this really great artist like resident studio there in Bunnell, which is it's like the city. It's like Arcadia. If anybody gets, but it's really close. He's got this great house there, and there's artists there, and they're working, they're doing their art, and they're doing a lot of great art. He's international, actually. His art's gone over, and it's so funny because he's originally from Mississippi too, so that's how we got to get to know each other as well. It's like little things here and there. Oh, there's Kathy. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, so yeah, I think, and some of his artists will come in here as well. And so I'm just doing a lot of collaborative work. So that's how it's working right now. I will have wall space if people want, to put their art up, but it will be juried because I'm trying to focus more on contemporary, modern, pop art, and also to encourage young emerging artists in the area because there's a lot of amazing young artists here. There's just not a place for them. So I'm trying to, encourage that. So I guess because I have that nonprofit mindset, even though I'm not a nonprofit, it's just part of me. So.
Well, and that's who you are, and helping out young artists because they really don't know, how to even sell your work. And when you talk about starving artists it is until you get to be well known and famous, which is very few, unless you're in your area. And looking behind you, and I'm going to, go ahead and point out some of the work that you have back there.
So I'm going to start with Bob's because I couldn't put it anywhere. If you can see it. Can you see it? There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So Bob Teller is one of the nominees. And Bob Teller was an architect for 48 years, and then he took up the brush. And as you can tell from his life, his eye for light and color and details is really, he just took it up just recently. I think he's 65.
Wow.
So, but that background really helped him, I think, to see where light falls and how to present. And I don't think you can really see.
Yeah, that is really amazing. That is an amazing piece of work.
He's still working on, I think, in the other sides, we have like an East Gallery and a West Gallery, and this is the West Gallery. I don't have a pass-through, so that's why I call it the galleries, but he's on the other side. But so you'll see like a retrospect of all his work that he's been doing throughout the years that he started up painting. And basically, but when I spoke to him last, he said he was going to start focusing more on this type of genre where he's working on details and people who have lived their lives. And this is what he calls a water-based oil, which I personally am not familiar with, but so supposedly this is oil paint, but it's water-based. So, and he's been doing all the details on that. There's another one called Vintage Bygones. You'll see it on the website of an older gentleman, but behind him is all this rusted hardware and stuff. So you should check him out. So he's one of the nominees. And then we have, sorry. And unfortunately, you won't be able to really see her work here because what we ended up doing, which, everything's serendipitous. And I don't think you can see it from here. But here we go. Her work, she's painting with this Barb Forstall Scampin. She's doing abstracts, but she's using fluorescent paint and acrylic, and she's underpainting them. And so in the other room as well, we have a separate room out, which came to be, and we have black light. And so it will glow in the black light, which is really neat. So it's really cool. A lot of people like that. She has a whole series called Fluidity, and the Fluidity series is based on what she Saturn, basically, and her vision of Saturn, and using what she calls false colors. And you can check her out. She has a website called artofbarb.com, so you can always check out more of her work. And then we have, sorry, and all these people are nominees, so forgive me. I have to be careful.
And I would imagine it's really cool when you see it with the black light.
It is really cool, and we have a separate room. So what I end up doing, like when it's daylight, I'll turn off the light and it really glows up. But at night, which is the best part, because when you're driving by, there's a window. Like, so it's a separate room, but it had a window. So this used to be, I don't know what it used to be, a kid's store, but there's a window, and when at night, when the light is on, there's one that she put there that has like an eye, a hieroglyphic eye, and it glows out, so people see the purple hieroglyphic eye on the road when they're passing by. So, and then we have Christine Brisson, and she's French. She's international. She travels quite a bit, but she's local. You know, she comes here. I think she's definitely a resident, and she considers herself a decorative artist. So she has a lot of influences, iconic influences like Matisse and Van Gogh. She does a lot of decoupage. So this is actually like decoupage here a bit, because she's got pieces of paper in there. So it's a mixed media with acrylic paint and things like that. And yeah, she's really interesting, the work that she does. And she uses a lot of gold foil in that regard. I'm not trying to talk too long because I could do that, but hold on a second.
That's fine, Dee Dee, and I see you're watching. Lisette can't see that, but I can see you on my screen down below. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. All right. Well, anyways, moving along. She's not a nominee, but closer. She's not a nominee, Marilyn Leamington, but she is part of the Salvo Art Project. So she has a studio there at that place. And so these are her sculptures. This one's called Many Secrets. So she has a series going on right now of different figurine sculptures that she does. This is a lady sitting on a box and contemplating, I guess, the secrets that she's sitting on. So her work you could also find online. It's really great. I mean, it's realistic. It's real in the sense that.
What kind of medium does she use? What is it? Plaster? Is it clay?
No, this pottery. I mean, this is yeah. Because if you can tell a little bit, I'm not sure if you can really tell from here. But the box is wood. The box is wood, but it's pottery. It's clay.
Okay.
Yeah. But she's mixing in different colors. She paints on them. So she's also mixing in like these greens and reds and stuff to really give it dimension and shadows. So he's not always like that. Here, and then we put her down. I don't want to break her.
that would not be good. Especially that we're filming.
Oh, I know. She's $950. So I don't.
Oh, wow.
But I think it's worth it because it's definitely hand. You can tell she's not using a casting or anything. She's actually this all hand done. So hand sculpted. So it's like definitely a work of art there. And then this last piece is by, if you can see it, let me see if I can bring the camera up a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
This piece is by Jan Jackson. And Jan Jackson, she's got a degree in art, and also she used to live in Arizona. So she's got this really, this influence of this design, which is what they consider the mole design from the Mexican mole Indians. So she's inspired. She's actually pastel. This is pastel, what she's done, but she uses a certain pastel that has like a rich pigment. So it almost looks like oil painting when you look at it close, especially the way she's blended her colors in. If you know what Raku fired pottery looks like, it kind of has that like shimmery, shiny feeling sense to it. And then what she loves to do is make her art look like fabric. So she's using the pastels and just kind of going and making it look like fabric. It's really, let me see if I can bring it a little bit closer with, bring the camera. I'm not gonna take it off the wall because it's a little bit heavy. Ooh. I know, you're like, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Very interactive. So I don't know if you can see the colors up there, but
yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, so every piece, and she doesn't, she calls this more surreal because they all live on their own plane. So it's not supposed to be realistic, like a, situation. It's just supposed to be more of a surreal type of thing. I did a little interview with Jan not too long ago, and then I'm going to post that interview later on our website and Instagram, and also wherever, how everybody does the streaming.
Yeah. Well, and when people are watching, you can go to their website, Galleria de Art, or you can get a hold of her at info@galleriadeart.com. And her, this is Lisette Otero-Lewis, her Galleria de, am I saying the words right, de Arte?
Yeah, it's Galleria de Arte. And the reason why I decided on such a vague, this area, there's a lot of, it's quite an international area. There's Italians, a big community of Italians. There's a big community of Russians, and of course, a big community of folks that come down from New York and New Jersey because we're right off the I-95 corridor. So so I was trying to, where I'm at, where the gallery's at, is really diverse. We have like a Cuban restaurant here and Puerto Rican restaurant over there and Thai food and stuff like that. And so I really want to reach out to the diverse community, because the only thing different between here and Punta Gorda is that they don't like to go over the bridge.
You're right. They don't cross over the bridge. I was on the over the bridge committee for the tourism bureau here in Charlotte County, and our committee had to find out, why don't people cross over the bridge? It's not only just the Punta Gorda, the one between Charlotte Harbor going over Charlotte Harbor Bay. It's the one going over to Inglewood too.
Mostly the ones that go to Inglewood, I think. I think people are more used to the Punta Gorda to Port Charlotte, but once that's it, it's like, I don't want to go any further. But here we have, we have kind of two bridges, one off of 100 and then one off of the Palm Coast Parkway. And well, the other thing is that when you're going east on the Palm Coast Parkway, when you're heading towards the beach, there's a toll bridge from the Hammock Dunes Resort. So most people, they find that a little bit. So they'll go towards 100 because that bridge is free, and then and that's Flagler Beach. So they could come up A1A and just bypass the bridge, but it's still 30 minutes. So it's not like 5, 30-minute drive either way. For me, it's 30 minutes everywhere.
Yeah, Dee Dee, I'm going to have you talk with Lisette a few minutes. The phone call that everybody saw me taking, we're having our granite installed today in our kitchen. They happen to be here right now. There's a lot of noise going on in the other room. So I got to mute myself, and I'm going to escape from you two for just a few minutes because I got to stick my head out there. So I apologize, people. You know how it is when deliveries are coming. You don't tell them, they tell you when they're going to be showing up. So anyhow, and they call a half hour before coming. So I'm removing myself.
Hey, Lisette.
Hi, Dee Dee.
I'm on your website here right now. I've enjoyed looking at the art that you showed. As a matter of fact, that pastel piece is I'm fascinated with, and the sculpture is just amazing. I would love to be able to see your whole gallery. I noticed on your website you do have the artists that are nominated. Do you by any chance have all the pieces that are in your gallery showing somewhere that we could look at online?
Yeah, I'm about to put those up. I hired, uh, well, he was part of the Flagler Art League. He's an artist too, but I hired someone part-time that also has skills to put together and take photos. So we're going to put the catalog up. It's just, we were so fast when we did this. It's like we did a soft opening December the 12th. So basically we've only been a month in. And I know that's not like the best way you should have everything up already, but so I was also testing out the website to see how it worked. I'm using Shopify as a backend, so I can do inventory and have a POS system and have everything, flow. So it makes it easier and less, cumbersome. So we're
something
pretty
to
much
look
a startup.
we can look forward to, because I would love to see more pieces. The pieces you've shown us are just beautiful. Really, I just loved looking at them. They're something unusual. Haven't seen something the same, so I would like to see more. So I'm really glad. How did you source out the artists that you have in your gallery?
I'm sorry.
How did you source out the artists? Did they come to you?
Well, this is part of the Gargiulo Art Foundation, his nominees. He's been, like I said, he's been doing this for 40 years. So he starts off with a 8x8 show. So everyone has to come up with 8x8s. And then out of that show, he picks out the 4 nominees. And then while they're doing that, he's telling them, okay, get your work together because we're going to showcase it. He had, an exhibit there. There used to be a Berkshire Hathaway spot, but that got sold. And then he didn't have a place for them. He had them over at the Flagler Art League a little bit. Unfortunately, with the pandemic and everything, they do have an older population, and it's a little bit harder, get them through the doors to see it. And plus, they were trying to focus on some workshops, which they still do. They do stuff online. And they do the exhibit virtually online, but there is a retiree population here. So sometimes seeing it up close, I try to put all the COVID practices into place. So it's more open, like there's nothing in the middle. Everything's just on the wall, not too crowded. Wipes, masks, yards, temperature, a mat that says wear your mask. So trying to keep that, and there's not a lot of us. That's just me and then the other person who comes in on Tuesday and Thursdays. So I think that helps with limiting exposures like that. And so he had his nominees already. So he basically just told them, have your work ready. And we set a date and we did a soft opening December the 12th, which turned out pretty nice. I mean, people came and they saw and they enjoyed. And what's really nice is that outside, because I'm on like in a retail plaza, what I have is like an outdoor space pretty much where we put the chairs, and it was during Christmas. So we put the tree and so I can have things outside and then let people just come in and peruse and then go back out. So it's not like everyone's just stuck if it's not cold, but like it was cool like the other day, but it's not again. So, that helps with that as well. Cause people could see right through the windows as all the work. So they're not having to just really wait and things like that. So I get a lot of people say, oh, they drive by. You're in the parking lot and then they're like driving by and they say, oh,
Attract your attention.
Yeah, so it works out.
Wonderful. Thank you. So Marie's back.
Well, but you can still continue the conversation. I can take myself off here, Dee Dee. So
I mean, I could turn my camera around because I am in the West Wing, and if you want to just see basically the setup for here. And this side in the West Wing is Christine and Jan Jackson, like I said. And then I wouldn't be able to show you the East side because my thing won't go that far. Is Bob Teller and Barb 4-star scamping. And there, so here, and then I do plan to have in June. So we already have the schedule for the year. So in March, they're going to nominate the Artist of the Year. And then on the East Wing, we'll have a one-man show, that person, the Artist of the Year show, just for that person. So they get a lot of accolades and what my role in this, not only as a gallerist, is to market them. So that's why I'm the one putting up the website, getting the word out, everything like that. I'm not, the proceeds from this show doesn't come to me because the Gargiulo Art Foundation already paid for the space. So what it was is that whatever proceeds or sales goes back to the Gargiulo Art Foundation and the artist. So this is really a nonprofit venture right here. And so, yeah, it's really good. And then I lost my train of thought. I apologize. So yeah, I'm gonna show you around really quick. This, like I said, this is the West Wing, and this used to be a bakery. So if you can see, so this is, if you look, we're looking in front towards the window. So I have the sculptures at the window, and we keep lights on there, so at night people could kind of see the sculptures. Hanging from the windows are these banners that Christine put together, that she painted. They're really beautiful. They're acrylic, and they hang really nice. It'll be great, like in someone's home if they have a big window or outside, almost like those flags. Then over here, what I've done is, and you could go to my Instagram page, you can see some stuff I put together, but this is all the works of Jan Jackson. And I don't know if it's too bright, but she's got some prints, really affordable prints. If you can't take home or you don't have any wall space for the bigger items, but she also has these like 8x8s, and they're really inexpensive. And this, like I said, is all inspired by the Mole design, which she loves, and that fabric type of stitching with the pastel paints and oil painting. And then on this side, you'll see Christine. Christine, like I mentioned before, she does a lot of decoupage. So like those flowers, they like have pieces of paper, pieces of French paper, because she calls those French bouquets. And then she's got this beautiful peacock with some gold foil in it, and some works that look like Velcro. Yeah. So you can see that she's also part of the Volusia Arts, and she's part of probably St. Augustine as well. She also has taken to these like sea grape leaves. I think these are sea grape leaves, yeah. And she'll paint on those. I mean, she did that little table. She painted that table. And then, there's some other stuff here. So there's one up there.
Oh, wow.
So we were able to use the space. I'm still working on the rest of the space because we have a restroom back there, and I'm going to build a closet here. And then I have my assistant over here. And then actually I am renting out a space to an artist so they can have a studio, because she does paintings, but she needed a floor because she does her paintings on the floor. So she'll be renting that space back there to do that. So yeah, and as we go along, everything changes depending on what's what. I'm not ever set in stone on how things need to be, because I know things change. So we go as it goes. But I'm here to support. I would like to do something in February, like for Black History Month, and do something like that, maybe with the American African Association. Bring some work or bring some artists and showcase an exhibit and do some sponsorships through there. In June, so this March, April, I was seeing if we could do a May fair if things seem calmer. We'll have to, everything's based on how the pandemic is doing. But I want to do outside booths, bring in some artists or people that haven't been able to showcase their art. But then I'll have a jury show inside. And that show will stay up for the month. And then we'll have in June, I'm going to be exhibiting
Oh,
my work. I am not good at doing that, but this time I will. I have exhibited in Punta Gorda. I had one series that was going around called Hopes, Dreams, and Realities that I had done at the Unitarian. Yeah, and also at the Visual Arts Center. That work is all black and white, like 24 by 30 images, 12 of them. But I'll be probably exhibiting another series of work that I've been working on because I'm still doing my master's.
nice.
And it'd probably be more self-exploratory. I lean more a lot towards the fine arts. Or I'll do like fine art landscape, but has a different, because I guess this is a little bit different. If you know what I mean, it's not your typical landscapes. So those I found to be my favorite things to do. So you can see some of my work as well on the gallery site. I don't put too much because I'm here to focus on the artists, not on myself. But I do have like a lisettephotography.com website, and you can look at that, or on Instagram. Just look up my name. I come up pretty much on the first page. On Google, just Google it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Yeah. Well, Lisette, I know it seems like we just got on, but our time is up, and I really, really appreciate you coming on with us from Home Harbor. Coming on all across the state of Florida, where we're here over in Dee Dee's at the Northport Art Center. I'm in my home in Port Charlotte, and you're actually at your art studio. And the vision that we're able to see, I'm getting back to you in case you guys hear it. But there, as we end our show, we always want to say thank you to our guest, Lisette. And if you get a chance, if you're going and crossing the state and going up to St. Augustine, take that little trip and go to your gallery. And as a
289 off I-95.
absolutely, and look it up online and reach out to Lisette. Also, thank you for coming on. And there are choices in life that you can make. They are to be kind or not to be kind. And what should you do, Dee Dee?
We always choose kindness.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in with us today for a few of our little tech glitches that were going on. And thank you so much. And please take the time to do and pay something forward to another person. That's how we make this world a better place. Thank you,
Thank you so
everybody.
much.
Have a great
Thank you,
day.
Lisette.
Thank you.